Yo, what up? It's Amaj back on another video, and we're about to be reacting. TikTok mom gets caught and lying about cancer. Well, faking cancer. But this is like a tale just old in itself. People been lying about cancer. People been lying about a lot of shit on social media, which I don't get why you're lying about that shit on like TikTok, because people get paid crumbs on TikTok, but she probably trafficked that attention over to like a GoFundMe or some, or other crap for like Cash App or something, just scamming people. But let's get into it.
Mom influencers got outed for lying about having stage 3 cancer for attention, even being convicted of fraud after allegedly starting her own GoFundMe for it.
I said I had an illness, which was cancer.
At this point, I feel like influencer stories are just getting wilder and wilder for every day that goes by. Because at this point, everyone knows when you have a large online following, people unfortunately...
I'm not gonna lie, that means more content for everybody. So these influencers, my bad. So these influencers need to keep on doing stupid shit. So hey, that's more content for me to react to. I don't give a fuck.
will be watching your every move. But what happens when you gain a huge following built on being a wholesome mom with twins, and then it comes out years later that you actually lied about having cancer? Yeah, I don't know. That's rough. So let's find out. Because unfortunately for Britney Miller, a 29-year-old mom TikToker from the UK, this is her current reality. And it's safe to say her fans were shocked when Britney recently posted a nearly 6-minute-long apology where she admits to the accusations that she lied about having cancer back in 2017. Because this was news to basically all of her followers. And I'm saying like real news because this happened like, what, 2 weeks ago? Even though the actual situation of her faking cancer was all the way back in 2017.
Nigga, so she been lying that long about cancer? See, yeah, I can get if it was like probably like 2 years or 1 year ago, but like she been lying that long online about that shit. That's some grimy ass shit.
This video really blew up, like way over 10 million views already. And again, the crazy part is all of this happened back in 2017. And there's been tons of speculation online to what really happened since. Britney's old best friend forever had even come out with receipts of her own just a few years ago in an attempt to prove her side of the story. But nothing concrete has ever came out until November 4th, 2025. Yeah, like 2 weeks ago. The Sun broke the news that police had confirmed that Britney was indeed convicted of her crime, fraud by false representation. And in July of 2020, she was given a conditional discharge for 12 months and was forced to pay compensation and costs to the Crown Prosecution Service. Confirmation resulting public pressure forced Britney to finally address the rumors that have been following her on social media for years.
I said something to someone within my immediate circle in confidence. One stupid sentence that I deeply regret. I said I had an illness, which was cancer. I didn't do this for malicious intent or to scam people. I did this out of desperation. I did it to keep the people close to me.
Yeah, this situation is just so wild. So, who is Britney Miller? Well, like I said, she is a mom influencer from the UK, so I'm not necessarily the target demographic here, and I haven't seen any of her posts until this happened right now. So, it's the tear-filled apology that we're talking about today. And that being said, she does have 3.5 million followers on TikTok, so clearly her content does resonate with a lot of people. And
you know what? Then again, if you got that many followers on TikTok, then you're probably making a fucking bag. But because TikTok is like not what it used to be back then, but like that still gives you some change.
Britney's video content creators using their kids as the main focus of their videos and having them grow up performing on camera is a story that we've seen time and time again, and it's not like that hasn't ended badly before. Let's be real. We're kind of seeing time and time again that vlog family kids are growing up, and we're kind of realizing that they're just unregulated child actors, and that's a slippery slope. In regards to the mom, people do love her and her very wholesome, very beige family content. Britney and her partner Ash routinely show off their matching outfits and present as this like perfect, happy family. And I'm definitely not saying they're not, but it definitely came as a huge shock to most reviewers.
Those are the people you gotta watch the most. The quote unquote happy families and how they try to present themselves. You never know what's going on behind doors. I know a lot of people would be jealous of like people like that online, but like you never know if their life is probably harder than yours, even if they influence. I say influencers. But you just never know what's going on behind doors. It could be like another case of just not even money cases. Just could just be dispute, something, fighting. Never know. Shit like this comes out.
Hear Britney get on her TikTok account and admit to terrible lies seemingly out of nowhere. But it was actually due to the fact that The Sun had published their article stating that the police had confirmed them that Britney had been convicted of her crime, fraud by false representation, and given a conditional discharge for 12 months and was forced to pay compensation and costs to the Crown Prosecution Service. And again, this happened back in 2017. So when Britney states that she was struggling mentally and chose to lie to keep people in her life close to her as opposed to doing it online for clout and money.
So I never wanted to talk about this time in my life because it was a very difficult time for me. So back in 2017, I had extremely bad mental health. I was depressed, I was lost, I was confused. I lost my partner, I lost my job. I said something to someone within my immediate circle in confidence. One stupid sentence that I deeply regret. I said I had an illness, which was cancer. I didn't do this for malicious intent or to scam people. I did this out of desperation. I did it to keep the people close to me, to keep the people in my life close to me.
And I mean, honestly, it might have never gone further than that, but according to the article in 2020, when Britney had grown a decent-sized following on her social media, she did a collab post with a breast cancer charity. And this is when her ex-BFF couldn't hold it anymore and decided to come forward with the story. And essentially, she exposed Britney for lying about her health and accused her of starting her own cancer fundraiser and profiting off of it. And she also provided screenshots of text exchanges where Britney
Oh, so she's just profiting. I mean, bro, what is wrong with me today? I mean, so she's just profiting off some bullshit. That's even fucking worse.
is basically guilt tripping her friend for not going clubbing with her in between chemo sessions.
Her best friend at the time, she was awful to her. Like, she was awful to this girl. And she kind of blackmail her into doing things with her. Like, oh, well, it's, you know, my last day before I start my next round of chemotherapy and you won't even come out with me. And basically trying to guilt trip this girl into going on nights out and going on piss-ups with her because of her chemotherapy.
And there's also the screenshots of someone who is alleged to be Britney sending out emails soliciting donations for her fundraisers that she set up. But again, there was no concrete evidence at the time, and Britney's followers continued to support her blindly. Now, in Britney's apology video, she
See, and then this is another occasion of, like you donating to a charity, you donating to somebody that's you don't even know, and they could just be faking all this bullshit. That's what give like the real like people bad names. This is why you gotta find a real charity and like something like proof of backing something up. This is why people want to see proof of something now.
was very intense. It's different from the last one. It's a far cry, pun intended, from the Tears Just Days before. But then she makes things so much worse by saying that, hey, maybe she wouldn't have lied if people were open with mental health online like she is. So is she trying to paint herself as the hero here? But this is like one of those ones where I kind of want to have sympathy for her because, hey, this happened all the way back in 2017. She wasn't famous then. If she came back and had accountability for
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I can give her that. She wasn't famous back in 2017. I thought she was famous back in 2017 and still lying about that up to this point. So, we listen and we
and
learn.
was like, yeah, no, I seriously effed up and didn't do this, it would be easier to, sympathize a little bit for her. Because obviously people make mistakes, some a lot bigger than others, but the whole goal here is to learn from your mistakes and move on and be a decent human being in society and potentially a productive member in society. So like, again, you don't want to demonize people for their mistakes forever. And this happened back in 2017. So this is 8 years ago, but her coming back and making a second response like this, it's just not a good look. And it's not like she was really scamming her fans here because she didn't really have an audience back then. At least that's my understanding of the situation.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. A lot of influencers have the right idea of just, ignoring shit until like shit dies down. Instead of coming back with multiple fucking videos and explaining yourself, that just gets you in deeper shit.
My understanding is this was just kind of like a local news story, and I guess like Facebook groups or so on started donating to this alleged GoFundMe. But unfortunately for Britney, this isn't the first time she's had to deal with the internet's backlash, to put it lightly, because she's already had viewers called CPS on her back in July, and she came online to address the viewers again, getting teary-eyed.
Someone made an anonymous, obviously anonymous because you're obviously, report to social services about me and how I am as a mum, accusing me of child abuse, accusing me of lots of things actually, like a long list. So I got questioned about everything. But bringing my children into it is ludicrous. Like, why would you want to do that to them? Like, innocent babies, why would you want to do that to them? Like, do what you want to me, whatever. But to them, innocent children who are clearly very happy and healthy babies, that's crazy. That's actually crazy. Like, you're an actual weirdo. Like, you're an actual loser.
And I understand why she's distraught. Of course, no one wants CPS called on them. But she essentially goes on to call her audience of the few members who
I kind of agree with that too. Nobody wants to lose their kids off of some lame ass nigga online lying about shit. I think people should go to jail for that shit. You calling and making false calls, but like knowing how laws are, they're not gonna go to jail for that shit.
called CPS on her, weirdos for involving her children. And I absolutely do not condone any of that kind of behavior, swatting CPS, all of that unacceptable. But unfortunately, this is one of the risks that can happen when your kids is a main focal point of your content. But Britney continued posting on TikTok like nothing's ever happened. And it doesn't even seem like she's lost too many followers either. So this was just, I guess like a content break. You went from mukbangs to whoops, I'm sorry for faking cancer to back to mukbangs again, and regular programming will continue. That's what it seems like, at least. So definitely an interesting story that happened. It happened, what, 7-8 years ago? At this point, 8 years ago. 2017 is 8 years ago. I feel old. I feel ancient. How is that? Oh man. I'm like thinking back and I'm like,
Oh my god, bro. 2016 is about to be 10 years ago in January, bro. Oh, I miss 2016. But but literally I do not get her. But I do not get why she lied.
the stories I was covering back in 2017 were still pretty insane. So it's not like things have gotten too much worse because they were insane back no, actually, no, they've probably gotten worse. But I was still covering insane stuff back in 2017. Either way, I feel old now. She responded poorly to this, but she should also not be demonized for this forever. I don't see like any real proof of her like scam. Like she didn't scam like hundreds of thousands. She
Shit. But hey, if she did scam people, if they haven't come up with any proof of anything, just stop accusing her. But like, if y'all ain't got no solid rock proof, and don't keep bothering her. But like, this is just like how it is. It can either go two chances. You fuck up by explaining too much, or you can just go on about your life by keep posting just like she did. That's crazy how they just ignored that. But hey, I guess that's in it. That's the internet. It could just go. It's like a domino effect, or just like a roll of a dice. Put something down in the comments for more. Catch you guys later.